welcome. We've just released the new expense submission flow. I'm really excited to show you what's changed and how you can ensure that your expenses will continue to be successfully submitted and paid. First off, most important thing, the button has not moved. So you will still be able to find the Submit Expense button on the public profile pages on the right hand side here. Sometimes it's nestled under an Actions button, but be rest assured that it has not moved and it's still here. You can now also submit expenses through the dashboard. So in order to find your dashboard, we have a big dashboard button up in the left hand corner, and we also have another one nestled in the user menu dashboard here. In this area, you'll be able to toggle between your personal dashboard and your collective or any organizational dashboards that you have as well for managing your different organizations. Let's dive into the expenses section. So this is where you'll be able to see any submitted expenses that you have successfully sent through to the various collectives that you're involved in on the platform. Let's click on this new expense button up here. So as you can see, this is the new expense submission flow. It's fully integrated into the dashboard and gives you a step-by-step guided process to get all the information that is required to successfully submit your expense. Let's start at the top. So the first thing that is asked is who is paying. So this is the profile with which you are requesting the money from. When you click on that lovely Submit Expense button on a collective's public profile page, this will be automatically filled in, but if you have come from the dashboard, you may need to find the account that you're looking for. Let's choose one of my various test collectives. The next section is who is getting paid. So you'll need to select the profile of the recipient who will be receiving the money. In this instance, your personal profile will be available. If you have any collectives or organizations, you'll also be able to choose those as the one receiving the funds. And you can also invite someone. This is a really great option when someone isn't on the platform yet and you'd like to fill in some of the expense details and leave them to fill through the rest. Now we come to the payout method. You can input a selected payout method. You have the option between bank transfer or other. Just for now, for testing purposes, we're going to click other. And I'm going to input. This is really great if you have a different sort of payment method that's not integrated into the platform that you're wanting to be paid through. So this is where you would input that. I'll also show you the bank transfer payment flow. It's a bit more detailed. Let's say we're getting paid in USD and the bank account is in the US. You'll then be asked if you're a personal bank account or a business bank account, the full name of the bank account holder, the bank account numbers, and your address. This is all necessary for our Wise integration so that we can pay these expenses through Wise if the collective has that set up. For now, we'll just stay with other so that we can show you how the rest of the form works. So we have two types of expenses. We have invoices and reimbursements. An invoice usually involves time spent working for the collective or other services you may have provided. You're asked to either attach the invoice and the invoice reference number, or you can ask the platform to generate an invoice for you. We then have the reimbursement space. This skips the invoice section and just requires you to upload a receipt next to your item descriptions. Let's jump back into the invoice section. Input my item description, say $20. You can add any additional attachments that you may have. And We then come down to the additional details section where you can adjust the expense title. It's important to note that this section is public. Don't include any private information here. You can also add any additional notes that you would like to add. We then come to the summary section where you're able to view all of the information that you have included to make sure that it's correct. You're also able to choose the expense frequency or recurrence. This is if you'd like the expense to be recurring. You can then specify a time frame, and then it will auto-duplicate and notify you when the new expense is ready. Let's go ahead and submit the expense. Oh no, I made a mistake. Here it seems I forgot to put in the date metric. I'll put that down as today and pop down to the bottom and click Submit Expense. Woohoo! So that is my expense submitted. I can now see another summary just to make sure that everything looks right, and I can come and click Close. You can now see that the test expense is in my submitted expenses. Another really great tip about the dashboard is that you can duplicate expenses here. I think this is a really important feature that I use often. If you made a mistake with your expense submission, you will see these little edit icons around your expense. This enables you to change the various sections. Another important thing that we've added with this expense editing feature is that you can move the expense within the collective. So let's say I need to attribute it to the team retreat. I can move it to that event. So yeah, that's how editing expenses works. That's about everything for expense submitters. I'm going to now dive into some of the important things that fiscal hosts and collective admins can set up so that their expense submitters have all the information they need to successfully submit their expenses. So if we dive into the collective dashboard, we can see in the settings section, we have our policies. In here we have our expense policies. So we really recommend that collective admins and fiscal host admins jump into this and input the invoice expense policy, reimbursement, grant expense policy, and if there's a differing expense title policy as well. So yeah, really recommend setting that up so that your expense submitters have all the information that they need. That's about all from me today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, any feedback, we're really interested in hearing from you. So please get in touch with us via our contact page or in our Discord. Thank you for using the Open Collective platform.